The iron's very hot for South Africa's economy right now, and the government's got to strike, facing astronomical fuel prices and rampant joblessness. The president's praying today's investment conference will bring his administration some happy returns. But on the policy front, his finance minister is left to try and cushion the blow of these soaring costs. While keeping his cards close to his chest, Minister eNCA revealed to MPs yesterday that the government's got a plan to offset the fuel price pain. We're also expecting a hike in the interest rate. Economist Professor Bonke Dumisa joins us live now. Prof, thank you so much for your time. So the minister is saying that there is a short-term remedy that they want to put in place, and then there's also a long-term plan. Let's start off with the short-term remedy. What do you think they could put in place to sort of ease the pain for South Africans?
I think they don't have many options in dealing with this thing. I think one of the things they can do at a very strategic way is to see how they can pack all these fuel levies that we pay for a very short period in order to see if ever it can offset some. I mean, the fuel levies account for about 6 rand something per litre. If ever they can pack just some of them, just for a month, maybe it can help. But in the long term, I really do not see that they have many options in dealing with this thing. But we just hope that the fuel prices will soon, not in April or May, but will soon go down, because the Russian-Ukraine thing is crumbling, even though the prices have still gone up. I mean, this morning it opened at 122 US dollars per barrel.
Prof, you speak of parking the levies for a short time. So the levies go to the Road Accident Fund, for example, and then some of it goes to government coffers. So what impact will that have if they were to withhold taking those levies for a short while? What impact would that have on government? Would they be able to offset that in some other way?
That is exactly why I'm saying they can do it for a very short duration, if ever, because people continue to have accidents. And so if ever you park this money, which is supposed to be given to the Road Accident Fund, which is already having problems, then you are creating another problem. If you park the other general fuel levy, at least for a month, you may create other problems, because you must remember people in Gauteng are not paying for the e-tolls, etc. And money needs to go there, and the people who run fuel stations still need to be paid, and their employees need to be paid. So I really do not know how they can cushion this thing.
Long term, you say you don't think they have many options. One of the measures that's been spoken about a lot is deregulation of the fuel price. What's your take on deregulation? Yay or nay?
Deregulation is a very idealistic thing, which I would support under ordinary circumstances. But if you deregulate, that favors certain areas and not others, because it means each and every area and every outlet will set their own price. Raymond Ackerman started preaching this as early as the early 1980s, and the government of those days did not listen to them. And that government did not have as many challenges as our current government has, as it is now. So if you say they deregulate the price, I think the people in Gauteng, in Joburg and Tshwane and Durban and Cape Town may benefit from that, because then they may get their petrol and diesel at a discount. But what about people in Mahwelereng and Koffimvaba? Because then there will be no incentive in those areas for the petrol price and the diesel price to go up. In fact, the economies of scale may not be achieved in those areas. They may even need to push up the price. So it will actually hurt the poor the most if ever you deregulate at this particular point in time. A deregulation is a long-term thing, and you don't just wake up 1 month because of the Russia and Ukrainian thing, and then you deregulate. Otherwise, you'll end up with chaos.
What about the option of a fuel price cap?
A fuel price cap, if ever you say there's a fuel price cap, that sounds very noble. Now the question is, if ever there's a cap, I told you that in early February and in January, the price of crude oil price was at about $80 per barrel or $90. So when it is at $122 per barrel today, and then you say there will be a fuel price cap, who is going to absorb that extra money? Because as I keep on repeating like a scratch record, that our fuel price determination is based on the rand-dollar exchange and the crude oil prices. The rand-dollar exchange is resilient, thank you, but the crude oil prices are skyrocketing because of the Ukraine thing. And the OPEC countries are laughing all the way to the bank. So they've got no incentive for coming into the party to say, let us save the global markets from skyrocketing fuel prices. They are all enjoying the fruits of this at our expense.
Yeah, well, it'll be interesting to hear what the Minister of Finance does come up with as a long-term solution to ease the pain for South Africans. The picture you paint, quite rightly, he doesn't have many options. Thank you so much, Prof. We appreciate it. Economist Professor Bonke Dumisa on Newslink.